I always like showing out for another Leonard. This is a book by Lenny Cohen. Before Leonard Cohen was known as a singer-songwriter, he was known as a poet and a novelist. And this book came out in 1966. It's called Beautiful Losers. And if you haven't read it, please do. It's really a revelation into the depths of Leonard's consciousness and imagination. No less a personage than Lou Reed told me that it was one of his favorite novels of all time. I'd like to read from this said book. Catherine Tekakwitha, who are you? Are you 1656, 1680? Is that enough? Are you the Iroquois Virgin? Are you the lily of the shores of the Mohawk River? Can I love you in my own way? I'm an old scholar, better looking now than when I was young. That's what sitting on your ass does to your face. I've come after you, Catherine Tekakwitha. I want to know what goes on under that rosy blanket. Do I have any right? I fell in love with the religious picture of you. You were standing among birch trees, my favorite trees. God knows how far up your moccasins were laced. There was a river behind you, no doubt the Mohawk River. Two birds in the left foreground would be delighted if you tickled their white throats, or even if you used them as an example of something or other in a parable. Do I have any right to come after you with my dusty mind full of the junk of maybe 5,000 books? I hardly even get out to the country very often. Could you teach me about leaves? Do you know anything about narcotic mushrooms? Lady Marilyn just died a few years ago. May I say that some old scholar 400 years from now, maybe of my own blood, will come after her in the way I come after you. But right now, you must know more about heaven. Does it look like one of those little plastic altars that glow in the dark? I swear I won't mind if it does. Are the stars tiny after all? Can an old scholar find love at last and stop having to pull himself off every night so he can get to sleep? I don't even hate books anymore. I've forgotten most of what I've read, and frankly, it never seemed very important to me or to the world. My friend F used to say, in his hopped-up fashion, we've got to learn to love, to stop bravely at the surface. We've got to learn to love appearances. F died in a padded cell. His brain rotted from too much dirty sex. His face turned black. This I saw with my own eyes. And they say there wasn't much left of his prick. A nurse told me it looked like the inside of a worm. Salute, F, old and loud friend. I wonder if your memory will persist. And you, Catherine Tekakwitha, if you must know, I am so human as to suffer from constipation. The rewards of a sedentary life. Is it any wonder I have sent my heart out into the birch trees? Is it any wonder that an old scholar who never made much money wants to climb in your Technicolor postcard?